Hi everyone! So today I'm going to make my paleo pizza crust recipe. I have already started with half a cup. I've actually used melted palm shortening. I would either use palm shortening or I would use olive oil. With the olive oil, it's going to be more of a thin, how can I explain it? Just flat pizza crust. When you use palm shortening, it makes it bubble, which is interesting. My husband likes it better this way, so. And then I don't have to remember to melt. I always keep my olive oil in the fridge, so I don't have to remember to melt olive oil. So that's another reason why I like to use palm shortening. So half a cup. Remember to use a liquid measurement of half a cup, and don't just like with the palm shortening, it's solid. So melt it and make sure it's half a cup of liquid. Go ahead and add in half a cup of water. I'm actually going to use the 1 teaspoon of Celtic sea salt is actually a rough ground measurement. So I'm going to use actually half a teaspoon of finely ground sea salt. Let's see. I don't have garlic. Normally I would put about a teaspoon of diced garlic in this when I'm out and whatever. It's, you know, you can add it in. You don't have to add it in. It's up to you. It is, I do like it better with garlic, but I don't have it, so I'm not going to worry about it. Go ahead and add in a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. You can see that it's kind of like wabi-sabi, just whatever. Let me turn this up. So a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and then that is it until this comes to a boil. So I know a lot of people have had a lot of problems with the tapioca recipes. The bread recipe, here's the garlic bread recipe, and then there's the cinnamon roll, and there's the what other one was it? Oh, the soft pretzel. If you can get this recipe down, you should be able to get the other recipes down. I'm not sure. I had someone just leave a comment about the German chocolate cake frosting that I made, and she was talking about how sea level affected, well, at least the cooking time. I'm obviously right at sea level, so there's a lot of different factors that might go into why something is crumbly or just not working for you in your kitchen. Fortunately, I have no control over that, but I figured I would start with this so that you can kind of see what it looks like after it boils. So what we're going to do is just bring this to a boil. I'm lucky in that, let me make sure this isn't hot, that my grocery store sells tapioca flour bulk. I actually don't use it a lot because it gives me heartburn, but it makes like seriously the most amazing baked paleo dishes. It's definitely a cheat, but so we're going to go ahead and dump in half a cup. I'm going to add in a cup and a half tapioca flour. This stuff flies away. It's so much that I prefer to do it in a bag. Oops, just like I'm saying, it just flops all out over the place. Here, let me get this out of the way. Go ahead and take that off the heat. And so let's go ahead and get this mixed together. Just take a quick look and make sure you can see. Okay, you can see what it looks like. Kind of tilt it here. You can see just kind of coming together. Tapioca is really sticky and kind of it's got a weird texture, almost like rubber. I guess that's when it's kind of like this. And one of the reasons why I boil the water and then add the tapioca to it is I've done a lot of experimenting with tapioca, and it has a weird taste if you don't almost like pre-cook it. It just it tastes weird. And this way it kind of just is like this. So we're just gonna let this sit for a second. Just, you don't want it hot before you add the egg in because you don't want to cook the egg. So I'm just gonna let this sit. You can kind of see what it looks like. With a lot of my other recipes, I like to kind of start with the tapioca and then add in coconut flour. It just, because the tapioca is more of a, what kind of texture would it be? It's really true to a roll texture. But it's light, and like with the cinnamon roll recipe, I wanted something a little bit more dense so we could bite into it. So let's see, it's still pretty warm. I'm gonna let this cool for a second, and then I'll come right back. So I'm actually making pizzas tonight because we're having a little get together at our house. It's our new house, so I'm really excited about it. The light in here is so awesome. I actually had it in my old house. I had to pull out my light kit just for you guys to see what it looked like. And again, that's what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and add the egg to it. I'm just adding one egg. And then go ahead and mix it up. The egg just makes it, softens it a little bit. Let's put this off here. I don't want this to cook. I'm afraid it's going to cook. I usually have no patience for waiting for like the egg to be ready at all. I'm just like, oh, it's fine. I hope these aren't scrambled. It's really a little bit too warm. You should wait. Don't be impatient like me. Wait at least until it's cool so you don't have scrambled eggs instead of the egg kind of making the dough a little bit more malleable. So you can see. There we go. Let's see. I'm almost out of the frame. Oops. Sorry guys. It's really hard to figure out how to show you what it looks like and film this, at least for me right now. I'm sure I'll figure it out. I'll try to do more videos. Okay, that's probably super hot, so let's just move this over here. I'm going to cook this on our Silpats. My husband likes to put it on this. Okay, so there it is, the dough in all its glory. So you can see it's actually something you can kind of knead. It's kind of really oily. That's fine with me. It's really warm. I'm surprised that egg didn't cook. It smells good though. So let me kind of get I'm just going to kind of press it to the shape. I'll put this Silpat on the I know a lot of people are like, wow, that's a lot of grease in it. For some reason it works. You can adjust it if you're not used to eating a lot of fat. I am very used to eating a lot of fat. To me, I think it helps make it crispy. So I'm gonna pull this off here. Wash my hands real quick. And I will get out my rolling pin. I have tile counters. I'm like so not used to tile. I had my slab granite, which is great, but it definitely made rolling things out easier. At least to me, it seems like it's harder. I'm just trying to get this And then close any holes if you have any. You just kind of got to pinch them. It's pretty flexible stuff. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. That's good. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's pizza. It's a pizza crust. Okay, so put it back in your pan. I prefer to use stainless steel baking sheets. Even though I'm using this silk wet, I love using the stainless steel. I don't like using nonstick. The only place I've ever been able to find really affordably priced stainless steel is the Kitchen Collection. And they're usually in outlets. I was just there yesterday getting another pan. So anyhow, so go ahead, throw it in your oven at 350 for 20 to 25 minutes, and I will show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so it's been about 25 minutes, and this is the crust out of the oven. This is really hot, so I'm not gonna mess with it. But I did this one a little bit earlier, and you can see how it's crazy how thin this is. This is with the palm shortening, and just on a simple baking sheet. Just gonna glue this thing back together with some cheese, and no one will know. So normally it gets a little bit more bubbly, but this is a different stove, so this is what it looks like in the stove. And what I'll do is I'll put all my toppings on after the crust is done, and cook it for like 10 minutes, and then eat it and enjoy. So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave me a comment, or you can email me, and you can check out the recipe on my blog. A Girl Worth Saving. Thanks.